Oh, hello everybody. You already know who it is. Target individual, CJBK. So, I guess I could say there's some good news, right? I didn't get to go to the last meeting with some of the New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut TIs, but they basically informed me that they possibly will be able to set up a meeting with our mayor elect. Is it mayor elect? I think so. I'm sorry. God, I can't even remember right now. Eric Adams, and see if we can actually discuss with him the potential of trying to find a way to end this electronic harassment and gang stalking, all of this covert stuff. Um, no, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, it definitely seems kind of what's the words I'm looking for? I don't know. It definitely seems like a good thing, and then at the same time, I keep myself grounded because I'm aware of how huge, this thing really is, and probably how far up the chain it can go. Because when you think about it, when you think about pulsed radio frequencies, right? Pulsed radio frequencies, meaning when that frequency is sent out, from the cell phone tower, and it bounces or it makes contact with just about every single person who's probably walking around in this city, and it makes contact with them. Their brain receives the signal, or the frequency, and then their brain would actually mirror it back, to the cell tower from which it came from. And then when I think about it, um, this type of technology is one of those things where if you're not already interested in trying to fight something that seems completely uphill, like all of this is uphill, it's just straight uphill battle, then you're probably going to do everything that you can to avoid even, having to challenge it, right? Now, all the perps, right? All of them, all the perps, all the electronic handlers, all the on the ground gang stalkers, all the, you know, people by association, could be, the neighbors, could be the construction workers by your home, the contractors, the hell, it could even probably be, the person that looks like a homeless, man or whatever. All these people, right? They're all connected because it's basically a hive mind. They working as a hive mind society, and you gotta remember that when someone can cause you pain remotely and you don't know where it's coming from, it's definitely something that can frighten you know just about anybody, right? Unless you are someone who trusts and believes in God, or have some type of spiritual faith that no matter what evils that are present in this world, there is nothing more powerful than the one who created all life. So yeah, today I had a decent day at work. Perps, the electronic handlers, just they constantly trying to cause me pain every day, as they always do. um they keep trying to find different depths of how they are using their frequency to, keep attacking my thyroid and my throat and everything. So what I started doing is, um, I would take, my healing stones, right? Didn't really matter which one, as long as it's an EMF, electromagnetic field absorbing stone. I would take two of them, and I would use like some type of towel or t-shirt or something like that, and I would tie it around my neck first, and then I would place the stones right here. And throughout the day I can feel them always trying to attack my thyroid, because I could feel the stones move on their own, like when they try to increase the attack, the stones begin to have a suction type feel, like they begin to suck towards the skin until all of the energy is finally dissipated, and then that's when they'll loosen up. So, um, right now they're attacking my left knee. They're going for the cartilage of the left knee. They always go for the cartilage because they're trying to prevent me from being able to heal. And if I don't heal, then more than likely I won't be able to work. They have a method to their madness. So then they also been doing something slightly different. Um, Basically, it's like millimeter waves, right? Millimeter waves are so tiny. It's like a millimeter wave is basically like well, for one thing you need to realize is extremely high frequencies are millimeter waves, right? I think it's like 3 millimeters to maybe something a little maybe something a little bit bigger, but I forgot. But anyway, millimeter waves. It's almost as fine as like it's almost like a straight line, honestly. So um they've been basically attacking, I think it's my sciatica. um but it's like, it feels like if someone took a pin and they kept poking me right in the lower, you could hear them, right? So they've been poking me in like my lower left side of my back, and only thing that funny thing is, I could always tell when it's like when it's a frequency um of a sort, is when I would take like my stone, like my EMF absorbing stone, or I took my magnetic hematite today though. Took my magnetic hematite. Let me show you. So this right here, magnetic hematite. Got about 5 of these, right? So what I would do is, let's say they were attacking me here, right? I would take this and I would pinch, right? And as I'm pinching, right, I'll just hold it close to the skin, not necessarily touching it, but as I'm like pinching it, causing tension in between my hands and with the stone, you can feel, and it's not necessarily your own magnetic field that is pulling on, but because they're using directed energy, and remember, they are basically, they have you kind of like captured from up here. So they're grabbing your life energy from the crown, just above the crown of your, or basically your crown chakra, right? And then it kind of swooshes over. It's almost like a layer. It's like a layer of this nasty toxic energy that they're encasing your body. So I would take this magnetic hematite, right, and I would just pinch it, right, and it's pinch. Now, grad over time or within a few seconds, if they're hovering it over the right spot, you would feel it start to pull closer to your body. And then as it starts to pull closer to your body, try to pull it away. And as you pull it away, you would literally feel a sense of relief. I kid you not. Because it's like I don't know, maybe as I'm pinching it, because maybe it's like their energy, their negative energy is also around my hands and fingers as well. So when I'm pinching it, I'm closing that gap for it to actually be able to circulate all around, or circulate through my fingers and stuff. So as I'm pinching it and creating the tension with the magnetic hematite, it also is allowing me to kind of cause like an interference with the rest of the negative energy that they are trying to encase me with, right? So right now, they're attacking my tonsils or my thyroid. I don't know. If anything, I just know it's this whole thing. It's this whole thing, right? And their whole thing is like, oh, we got video of you smoking. I'm like, I don't smoke that often. I really don't. I really don't. And I'm like, I don't even smoke whole packs in a week. Like, I barely smoke. If I ever really smoke, really, I'll probably do no more than what 4 or 5 cigarettes a week. It ain't even that serious. So they're like, oh, we got video of him smoking, because remember, they always want to try to create a story that'll justify to one their audience why he or she deserves to be tortured, and then two, they are creating a story to say, well, if he dies or if something happens to him, this is the reason why it happened to him. But I'm just like, nah, God willing, I am not going to let them try to create some fake story to try to say this is why why he passed or whatever. No. Um, Matter of fact, as there, see, and I wish I had my thermal camera, because I feel like with that thermal camera, if I adjust the settings just the right way, I might be able to pick up on the thermal energy of that light, that photon light energy that they're using. Um, is it a photon? I don't know, because I've been reading so many different studies. Um, and I know photon light can go through the skull. Um, it's so many different things. So, but I definitely know it's a light energy, right? Um, and then let's see. Oh, so after just taking this and just kind of going over, see, like I go over the knee where they're like attacking, and if you were doing the same thing and you're holding and you're like adding tension to a magnet or whatever, and you're doing the same thing over the spots that they're attacking you, you would feel the magnet get heavier. It would get heavier, and then you just put it down, you know. So, what else? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still, attacking my mother. She hasn't gotten over her cold yet, and my mother is actually, relatively healthy, very, very herbal. She doesn't really. She don't smoke. She don't drink. She don't do nothing. She don't do nothing. She always fuss at me for doing all the stuff that I have done in my past, but you know, she don't do nothing. But for the most part, I know they're attacking her. Because remember, directed energy, which is basically radiation, it it overloads the nervous system, and then as it overloads the nervous system, it destroys the immune system. If the immune system gets destroyed, then you can't necessarily recover from you know things even such as the common cold, or it may take you even longer. So Yeah. And you know what? I keep saying this, and I'm gonna keep saying it too. I never cared to want to know about gang stalking, secret technologies, or secret societies. Well, I mean, to know about it, yeah, but to actually be a part of one or to come across one, no, I never really cared. I knew they were always there, but I never really cared to actually come across one or be a part of one. But their whole thing is these electronic handlers, they keep trying to say we was trying to offer him an opportunity. I'm like, you're not offering an opportunity to anyone if you torture them for saying no. That's not an offer. That's an ultimatum. And that's like, for one, I don't like bullies at all. Like, I really don't like bullies. It's by the grace of God, I'm glad I'm not, somebody who's a rogue type of person that would want to, let's say, correct the wrongs of the world. Cuz it's a whole lot of wrong, and to be honest, I've turned a blind eye to a lot of things, but I just always, I'm like, hey, I'm God is going to handle that, you know, because I necessarily don't want to get my hands bloody, God said thou shalt not kill, unless it's in self-defense. And so, I mean, I'm not going to go out there and try to be some, rogue, whatever, trying to do whatever. But anything, um, if anything, I never cared to want to know about any of their stuff. I never cared to want to know about who could be in a secret society or in the gang stalking. I never cared to want to know about any of this. Then all of a sudden, it's only four people. Because none of this started until I moved into my apartment in the Bronx. It's only four people. Four people. This all started from four people, and they all in their 20s. They all know about coding. They all know about spectrum, the frequency spectrum. They're they're basically like it's like it's like they're basically hackers. They're hackers who probably had a past where, who knows, they probably got beat up a few times in school or something, and never really healed from it, or who knows, maybe they got some type of parental issues and they never healed from that, or whatever the case may be, because the only type of people that wants to control other people are people felt who never healed from a moment in their life where they didn't have control. So those are the only type of people that would ever want to control other people's life. Because if you were about taking care of people and wanting to heal people, then it shouldn't be necessarily a secret to begin with. Because if they're talking about using frequencies to try to heal people, then it's like, okay, this shit is on the internet. I found it on the internet for free. So who the hell did they convince? You know, we're gonna take possession of your, of your, of your light, your spiritual light being in your mind, but we're gonna offer you good, clean bill of health. we're gonna we're gonna be able to take money from people and we're gonna put it in your account. You know, but we gotta take possession of your mind and your spiritual being. So, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, so this is what they do. They convince people that they wouldn't have a good enough life without them. And I'm just like, damn, how you enslave your own people? I'm like, how you enslave your own people? So now it's kind of at the point where if people wanted to get out of this, they don't know how to, and then they're scared to actually even think about it because, well, hell, most of them probably don't know that they can actually, read their, that the handlers can read their minds and their thoughts and see every little, past memory and the details of that memory. They can do all this stuff, and that's why I find this is basically a crime against humanity. Because it's like someone has access to your brain and they're using these millimeter wave frequencies or directed light energy to extract your memories, which are coded in frequencies, and then once they run it through a brain computer interface, it's then put into, code is then translated into code, something that the computer can read, and then they will be able to pixelize an image of what that person's thought or memory was. Um and it goes even beyond that, so it's crazy. But yeah, I've been doing some more research on shielding materials, and I found this one thing on eBay. It's like a roll of and it, for whatever reason, it doesn't look that expensive, like 14, $15 for like a roll of like few inches of it's like some type of electromagnetic interference fabric, and it said that it can block um, up to what I think it said, like somewhere in the gigahertz. So I don't know. I gotta look through it some more. So you know me, I'm always buying something on eBay and trying it out, trying to see what I can do. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep working on some of these things. But hey, I just gotta say that, like, God is still keeping me going. God is still keeping me going. And at the end of the day, I already have a great feeling that all these people that are consenting to this and they're not even trying to fight back, God ain't gonna let you in. You're not going nowhere close to where you think you're about to go. And I'm just like, cause they're not even they're not even trying to acknowledge that they're taking part in something that is absolutely wrong. Like wrong. Like, this ain't like selling guns or selling drugs or prostitution. This is not anything like that. This is literally the hijacking of people's minds and bodies. And I'm like, if I could stress this enough to whoever is willing to look into the science and the research of it, and then also look into the spiritual aspect of it, because trust me, there's been groups of people on this earth who have been trying to do this for centuries, if not have been doing it for centuries. But those same people that found themselves to be some kind of successful at it, they are basically wiped from the face of the earth, or they went into hiding. Because you can't just be doing this and expect God to just say, it seems like every generation doesn't seem to get it. They all keep trying to do what I tell them not to do. And God just keeps taking out millions after millions after millions after millions. And they just keep going. So now we're in a new generation now. A new generation where people are so far gone from understanding spiritual dissonance and understanding that you have a duty to uphold God's commandments and not to allow greed, hatred, and all other low vibrational, feelings and thoughts to consume how you live your life on this earth. And you know what? That's why I say let them, because God is still keeping me going. And at the end of the day, I still feel pretty righteous for doing what I'm doing. I feel good about what I'm doing. My hands are clean. My hands are clean. Ain't no blood on my hands. So whenever God gets ready to call me up, whenever He's ready, for me to just go ahead and, you know, um, stand at that gate and wait to be judged, I feel pretty good about myself. But hey, can't say that for everybody, right? Anyway, yeah, just wanted to let y'all know that, and I'll keep y'all posted on whatever shielding materials I find. Um, yeah, as always, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.